Hey sister, welcome back to Around the Kitchen Table. Today's episode is a bit of a raw one. It's a story I've lived over and over again, and it's the story of trying to fit in, trying to be liked, understood, accepted, and slowly losing myself in the process. I want to speak to the women who feel like they're too much and not enough, or both, all at the same time. To the woman who has tried on every version of herself to find the one that might finally feel right. And to the woman who's exhausted from performing, from pretending, from pivoting again and again just to be accepted. Because I get it. And I want you to know this: you're not broken, you're not lost, you don't need another label or strategy or self-improvement plan. You need a place to come home to yourself. And that's what today's all about. My story of not fitting in, of reaching breaking point again, of letting go of what I think I need to be, and what it means to just return to myself as I am. So let's begin. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch this episode of Around the Kitchen Table, or if you're listening to it on Spotify. I can tell you now, I don't look my best this morning. It's been a really emotional morning. I may cry whilst I'm here with you. I didn't even know whether I should bother to do a podcast because somebody questioned me again this week as to, why are you doing so many things? A podcast needs its own promotion and its own marketing, and you already have this and this and this and this going on, and it's just too much. And I get it. I get it because it's a lot. But I show up here week after week because I made that commitment to myself that I would do something that I enjoy. And actually, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy speaking to those who do listen and do watch. Might only be a handful of people, but if listening to what I'm sharing with you means that you don't feel alone in this crazy world, then I'm going to keep showing up. Well, where do I even begin today? I've thrown away all scripts today. Usually I write myself a little script and I kind of keep a little bit on check because I know that my brain can lead me down a million rabbit holes. But today I didn't feel like that. I felt like I would do this raw and real with you. Because like I'm questioning again why I do what I do. Why does Sacred Sister even exist? Is it not really needed in the world? Do people not really want it? Is trying to break the mold of what people think and know about what we do over and over and over again just too much? The questioning of why is Sacred Sister still not making money 5 years in? Why am I still struggling to sell tickets to an event in 3 weeks' time? We used to sell tickets easily, and now it's all questionable. And I can put it down to the world changing. I can put it down to, there's a lot more out there than there used to be for women, especially in the area that we are in the Southwest. Maybe women don't want this. Or maybe they just don't understand what we do or who we are or what Sacred Sister is all about because it's gone through so many iterations. Sorry, I'm just hovering a little moment with a wasp in my room. In fact, numerous wasps. I've hunted for a wasp's nest. I can't find one anywhere. But yet they keep flying in the window every day, along with the flies, because we live in the countryside. I wonder what that message is. So I'm not going to apologize for me being all over the place today, because that is just how it is. And I guess that's the point. The point is, I'm tired of performing and trying to be different to who I am. I wouldn't say that I've been performing and trying to be different to who I am. I would say that this last 10 years, I've been trying to figure it out myself. I'm about to turn 50. I think that has something to do with this kind of threshold place that I'm in. Of, this place of who the fuck am I actually? Who do I want to be? Like, who am I when I take away all of the labels and all of the masks and all of the things that kind of have maybe who I am up to this point in my life? Who am I? What do I want? Who are the people that I want to be around? If we are the sum total of the 5 people we spend the most time with, are they people you even like? Now, I love my husband dearly, but yet again this morning there was another argument over cross words because I didn't bring something to him in a way that was very nice, because I wasn't feeling very nice. I was feeling really pissed off, and I just wanted to better voice how I was pissed off. But when you're in relationship and that other person was also carrying their own wounds, that triggered something in him, and we ended up in another fight. And I just don't get me wrong, we're not fighting every minute of the day, but it's real and it's true. And I get tired of the constant showing up like everything is okay, because actually for many of us it's just under the surface it's not. I spent last 8 days in Glastonbury Festival, surrounded by 200,000 people. I have ADHD. I'm menopausal. I'm coming through a different part of my life. I know all of that. So actually coming out of that space with all of that energy and all of those feels has left me a little bit wobbly. I slept for 12 hours last night. I've not slept for that long oh God, I don't even know how long. My daughter had a big fall off a horse yesterday, and we spent the day in A&E. That's big. It's huge. And yet my whole persona yesterday was like, no, it's fine. Everything's okay. We're good. We're dealing with it, because we were. But to watch my daughter bounce off a horse onto the floor. And to just still find myself putting the mask on. It's like, no, everything's okay. Everything's fine. My nervous system wasn't fine. And so then everything just has a knock-on effect. And menopause is fucking hard. I again bounced through this part of my life because I was like, I had a hysterectomy 10 years ago. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be fine. It's going to be so easy. And mostly it has been, but there's a lot of things that haven't been fine and okay. So there's that part of me that already wants to hit stop, pause, rewind, start again. But I know that if you're listening to this as a woman who feels the same way, who feels perhaps overwhelmed by life, who feels that it's all a bit too much, who is tired of either being too much or not enough, who's trying to find a middle ground for themselves to understand where the balance is. I talk about coming home to myself, coming home to yourself. And even that was questioned yesterday. What does that even mean? And this is by a woman that I totally respect, and I'm journeying with her, and I respect the questions, right? But it's like, how do I niche down who I am to fit a world of marketing that says you need to speak directly to this one person and only this one person, and who is that, and who is your ideal client, and what does that look like? And all of that even feels overwhelming, because it's like, I don't want to niche myself down to a place where I only talk to this woman. I had a message from somebody last night who, oh, the wasp is right here now. I had a message from somebody last night who asked if I would if I would work with their teenage boy because he's just been through an abusive, traumatic situation. So how do I speak to my ideal client? They are all my ideal client. You're a human being, you're my ideal client. You're dealing with trauma, you're dealing with something that's not sitting right with you. You're struggling with life, and you want someone to kind of truly listen and take you on a journey, who gets it and understands it, who can sit there and recognize that you're not broken and you don't need fixing, but actually sometimes every once in a while we just need a hand at our back that says, hey, this is going to be okay, and these are the steps that we can put in place one foot at a time to make a difference. Because that's how I know I come back to myself. When I stop long enough to say, okay, what do I need right now? My husband said to me this morning, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm pissed off. And I don't want to speak to you about it, because now is not the right time to bring it to you, because I'm pissed off. And he's like, okay, do you want to talk about it? And instead of him hearing my no, and instead of me holding that boundary and saying, no, I don't want to speak about it right now, I did, and he got defensive back, and before I know it, we're in this kind of situation. And it's like, that's me trying to say, I know myself, and I don't want to have this conversation with you right now. But instead it blew up. And give me 1 second. I just want to let this just encourage this little wasp to actually leave the open window and close the window a second, because I'm a bit done. Ah, I think that sums it up. I'm a bit done. I'm a bit done with trying to even figure out myself. I'm a bit done with doing all of the deep work. I'm a bit done with trying to find a way to make it all work, trying to make Sacred Sister fit into the world, trying to make myself fit into the world, trying to niche down to find out who the fuck I am. Like, I'm just tired of it. And so here I am talking to myself on a screen. Is that narcissistic behavior? I don't know. But I share that because I know that there are so many women out there that feel the same way right now. And actually, we're sitting at home in a square box next to a square box, and we call it home, and we're told not to speak to strangers, and so we become disconnected, and we become mostly disconnected from ourselves. We've grown up not being allowed to feel our big feelings, right? Like, my mum and dad, I love them dearly, and I know you will have heard me share this before if you've been listening to me for a while, but they couldn't handle tears. Pull yourself together, it's going to be all right, you're stronger than this, all that stuff. And here I am trying to break that mold for my children, encouraging their tears, encourage them to feel their big feelings, encouraging the tantrum, encouraging the angry outbursts when they need to, encouraging them to really, connect with their feelings and what's going on for them, because that is how we make the change, right? By being that in ourselves and supporting our younger generation to begin to make changes back to being able to be more connected. And yet I feel like we're the most disconnected generation on the planet. My granddad had his hands in the dirt every day growing his own vegetables. I've tried, but life is too busy to give it the time it needs. Or is it? Do I just keep making it busy so I don't have to feel? So this morning I've put one foot in front of the other. I've had my outburst. I'm still wading through the 10th load of washing from being away. Our son was away at the same time, and all of the washing from the you know, our business. I don't know what I'm trying to say today. I don't know that there's some magic fix. I don't know that I have even all of the solutions for you. But I do know that you're not alone. And I do know that I created Sacred Sisters so that no woman ever felt alone. So that you had somewhere to drop in and go, fuck, life is shit right now. And for a group of women to say, I hear you. And equally for you to jump in on a Friday, we have our kind of, you know, what are you celebrating this week? It's like, what is it that's been amazing this week? Because I also find myself stuck in this place where I feel like, what the fuck am I moaning about? I live in a world where there's war and poverty and people starving. Honestly, what have I got to moan about, really? So then I hear the voice of my parents in my head again. Pull yourself together, come on. I've cried more tears in the last 5 years of menopausal life than I was allowed to cry. I feel like everything I was never allowed to cry over, I had to pull myself together on. 12 miscarriages in my life, and it would be like, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. I was beaten black and blue by my first husband on a daily basis. Yeah, it's okay, it's fine. I didn't fit in as a child. I was bullied at school. Yeah, it's okay, it's fine. It's not fine. None of it is fine. So how do I find my way back? I take a moment. I tell everyone to just leave me be and let me have some space so I can work out what it is I am actually feeling. I find the power to ask for what I need. Sometimes it's connection and sometimes it's not. Sometimes I just need to go outside, put my feet on the grass, lay in the sun, read a book. It's not always a big answer to fix. Sometimes it's just time. And for me to remember that I'm not too much actually. And I'm also not enough. I know that Sacred Sister has grown slower. You know, I don't even see it as a business. This is people say to me, you know, like, how's the business? It's not a business. This is my life. This is my work. This is my passion. This is my service. This is me showing up because I know that what we do is so important in the world. I can't even get a bank account open right now for the CIC. We became a CIC in January, right? And because I find filling in forms really hard and I find online stuff really hard, like in terms of like communication, and I find it really hard to pick up a phone. I know that sounds crazy. So I can sit here and have this conversation, particularly with myself, because I'm here on a screen by myself. Maybe that's why it's easy. I don't know. But then they want this thing and this thing and this thing. And it's like 6 months have gone by and now they've shut the application down because they haven't had everything that they've needed, even though I've sent them everything that they've asked me for. So I've got to start again, and it could be another 6 months. And all of the time, the applications that we've been waiting for, I can't put in because I don't have a bank account for the CIC. It's like, why is it so hard? Maybe it is just not meant to happen. Maybe this vision I have for a better world is just before its time. Maybe wanting to support women and their mental health and their emotional well-being is just too big a ask of myself. But I do know that more and more of us are coming to this place where they recognize the silence and the peace is so important. Silence and the peace with all of the flies, if you can hear them. So, am I just feeling a bit sorry for myself today? Maybe. Am I just a bit exhausted by being in fields working and trying to set up a president for the next 2 months of my life, which will be similar? Probably. Is the moon doing something weird? Is there energies? Are there solar flares? Is everything a bit tender? Probably. Am I just a little bit hormonal? How many times have I had that in my life? Probably. Have I had enough food today? Have I drunk some water? Probably not. Have I done some exercise so that I feel a bit better and boosted those endorphins? Nope. What do I need right now? Just to speak it out loud. Just to accept, actually, that this is where I am at right now. And I don't need to change it. That's the key for me. That is the key for all of this, is acceptance. If I can just accept that this is how I'm feeling right now and it's okay, and I can share that with those around me. Hey, look, I'm just feeling this way right now and it's okay. I'll come out the other side of it. I just need a little bit of space, time, a hug. It will be okay. Instead of the rest of the world jumping into my pity party and pretending like it's some big drama that it isn't really. I'm just not 100% today. So if this resonates with you, probably don't go and find that community because it's full of people like me. But if it resonates with you, and you do need someone to just hear you, and you do need someone to, you just need a place where you can just be your fucking self, raw, real, whatever it looks like. You don't have to wear a white dress, fucking chant all over the place. Just know that that's what we're here for. Just know that that's why Sacred Sister exists. Just know that you're welcome. Just however you are. However you are. And let's stop fucking hiding it. Right? Like, it's time to be unapologetically yourself, whatever that looks like. Let's stop hiding behind a mask that says, yeah, I'm fine, thanks, because it's bullshit. I don't let women say they're fine or okay. They're two words that are kind of banned because, you know, it's not cool to not be able to know exactly how you're feeling and for that to be acceptable. So today I'm just having an off day. And I'm going to go on and I'm going to complete the tasks that I wanted to complete today, including some final tasks on our website for Sacred Sister. We are gathering 3 weeks today. We are gathering. I don't even know how I'm going to afford to pay for it because I need to sell some more tickets to make that happen. I have loads of women daily that are reaching out to me saying, I can't really afford to come, but I'd love to be there. It's like, I don't know how many times I can put this on for free. Like, this was the whole point of becoming the CIC, because there would be money to give more women the opportunity to be in these spaces with us. But right now that isn't the case, and there isn't the money to do it. And it's like, why? What are we attracting or not attracting here? And I don't need anyone to fix it. So please don't come at me with, you should try this or this or this or this. Acceptance. That's the key. Take care. I'll see you next week. Or maybe I won't. if I don't feel like it. Maybe actually it's time for something else to shift and change. I don't know. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening. If you got this far from the ranting, middle-aged, menopausal, crazy woman. Speak to you soon. Lots of love. Laura out.